But you see, this was the beginning of me as a 27-year-old father learning how to play again. I'd forgotten about play. I had become serious. I was concerned with war and social welfare and preaching the gospel, all of these things. And so I needed to learn this lesson again. So that's what happened. One of the things that he and I loved to do, there's a canal in Princeton that ran near where we lived. And so we would go for a walk on this canal. And I remember one day, it was a fall day, the beautiful trees were all red and yellow. And we're walking along and I'm thinking about my schoolwork. And I was reading Che Guevara's Revolución Agraria, thinking about philosophical, theological ideas. And again, I say to myself, where the hell is this kid? He wasn't around. And I said, Matthew, where are you? I didn't see him in front of me. I didn't looked into the woods. And then I turned around and looked back the way I'd come. And he had climbed down the bank of the canal. And he's hunkered down right on the edge of the water, and it looked like he was about to dive into the water. I said, Matthew, what are you doing? You're going to drown if you fall in that water. I went running down to him. I said, what are you doing here? He said, I'm sending Tubby the tugboat off to sail to the Atlantic Ocean. Well, he had a favorite book about Tubby the tugboat that went off to the Atlantic Ocean. And what he had done, he had broken off a piece of shagbark hickory bark, and he had made this little boat, and he was sending it off down the canal to the Atlantic Ocean. And I said, don't you know you could fall in the water and drown? Besides, you could kill that tree when you're breaking off its bark like that. He didn't even look at me. He just got back up, walked back over to the hickory tree, and broke off another piece of bark, and took it back down to the water and started to make another boat. And it was just then that I saw his wet pants, and I saw his muddy feet, and I remembered what it was like to get muddy and wet. And I went over and I broke myself off a piece of hickory bark, and I made my own Tubby the tugboat to go down to the Atlantic Ocean. Well, you see, there were just many, many of these times when he taught me how to see the world again like a 3 or 4. We read Charlotte's Web that winter, and you know, it's the story of the pig and the spider. And so we went to a farm outside of Princeton and just walked up to the door and said, can we go down into your barn and visit with the animals? And they said, sure, why not? And so we went down and we found a donkey, and we liked it so much that we created a story called Ice Cream Mud, which was a story that I told to preschool children for 35 years. Ice Cream Mug was a favorite story. This was the beginning of starting to create stories for me.